Hey everyone, this is Daryl, aka The D, from the Simply Incredible podcast, and today I'm going over UFC 195, Lawler versus Condit. Um, just going over the main card. Didn't see. I watched some of the early fights, but not a lot to really talk about in the prelims. We'll start off with the first match on the main card. We have the lightweight. We had Tony Sims versus Abel Trujillo. Not a lot there. It was a first round submission. Trujillo won by guillotine. And Sims went in for a takedown, kind of got him up, started working a takedown. And Trujillo just caught him in the guillotine, took him down to the ground. Went down to the ground. Trujillo kind of adjusted, got that guillotine nice and tight. And that was all she wrote. Trujillo, big muscular guy, big huge arms. When that gets around your throat, it's all over. It was a tight choke, tight guillotine. The second fight we had in the featherweight division, Brian Ortega versus Diego Brandao. And to be honest, I had going before the fight, I thought Brandao was going to win, and Ortega won by a triangle. It was in the third round, and tell you what, this Ortega, he took some big punches, but he kept on going. Late got a takedown, and he transferred from an alligator to another, to almost working an armbar, then getting into that triangle, and that triangle was tight on there too. It was really tight. Ortega is undefeated, and 4 of his 5 submissions have been triangles, so that's something to look out for. Tell you what, that kid, he looks really good. He might have something coming on. He looks really good. The next fight, the welterweight division, Albert Tumanov versus Lorenz Larkin. Good fight. This one was a good fight. Went to the decision. Larkin, to me, I just thought this guy, it was 3 rounds. I thought Larkin had 2 rounds to 1. The judges saw it differently. I don't know what they saw. I'd say the first round could have gone either way. I may have even given it to Tumanov. But the second, third round, I thought Larkin definitely had those. His stand-up and it was really tight. It had some good punches in there, good kicks. But, I thought it was a bad decision. But, again, Tumanov by split decision. And they always say don't leave it in the judge's hands. But sometimes a guy is really tough, and when the fight's over, he's still standing there. And the judges, well, sometimes I think they make bad decisions. Other people will agree with the decision, but I really thought it was 2 rounds to 1 in that fight. Next fight, the fourth one out of the 5. We had in the heavyweight, the pit bull, Andrei Arlovsky. He was back against Stipe Miocic, which I know I'm always mispronouncing his name. And I was looking forward to this fight. I was like, this is going to be a good fight, good stand-up fight. And it was a stand-up fight for 54 seconds. And Miocic knocked Arlovsky out. And that was upsetting because I've liked Arlovsky for a long time. Glad to see him back up there getting toward that title contention. And then he got knocked out. Oh, man, it's upsetting. But, these things happen sometimes. He got caught by a big punch. It's a big cross, and then he just went down and finished the fight really quick, really clean. And then Miocic, he was looking at Dana saying, I want that title shot. And I'll tell you what, I think he's earned that title shot in the heavyweight division. Good stuff. Then the championship match, Lawler versus Condit. This one, I would say I'm going for Condit. I was really hoping he would win this fight. And I had Condit winning the first round. He caught Lawler with a good punch. Lawler went down and just kind of went back and forth after that. But Condit, to me, definitely won the first round. Second round, Lawler knocked Condit down and is back and forth pretty much the rest of the round. But Lawler, clearly won the second round. So I had it 1-1 there. Third round to me was the toss-up. I thought, both guys really going back and forth. And I kind of said at the end of the night, I was like, if it goes to decision, it's going to be on that round. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I think Lawler did just a tad bit more. Not a lot more, just a tad bit more. Fourth round, I think Condit won that round. think he won it pretty clearly. And the last round was just a brawl. I mean, they were just going at it. And Lawler, I mean, I don't, to be honest, I don't know how he did not Condit out. Condit just took a beating in that last round. Clearly, Lawler won that round. When it comes to decisions, it was a split decision, and Lawler did get the decision. And for me, I think it was all in the third round. I think that's where it was decided. And I was kind of going back and forth. One of my friends, he had it 3-2 for Condit. I had it 3-2 for Lawler, and Lawler got the decision. And for me, it's one of those, ever who got the decision, you know, you just think, you know, they should go another round. I actually first said, I was like, you know, I almost have it a draw, 2 rounds each, and then a split on that third round. But great fight. That last round, Joe Rogan. I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan, but he was like, "This is the greatest fight I've ever seen," and I was like, "That it was one of the greatest rounds I've ever seen. Maybe not one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. That fifth round, that was something. That was something. I gave those guys a ton of credit. And as soon as the round ended, they both just leaned on the cage, just like side by side, just like they were just out of breath and just dead tired right there. They left it all in the cage. Great round. But overall, I'd say it was a pretty solid card. Um, you know, it's one of those that you say, who should have won that fight? You know, again, I hate it when it goes to decision, because with the judges, you never know what you're going to get with them. You just don't know. I was talking to one of my friends tonight, and I said, you know, maybe they should get some ex-fighters in there to be judges, because those guys have been in the cage. They know what to look for. They've been there. And I kind of think you might get better results from that. Maybe not. Then they might go to biases of who they like better with stuff too. But overall, though, good night of fights. Can't wait. There's going to be a fight night coming up pretty soon, and that's going to be on, I want to say, Fox Sports 1. So we've got that to look forward to. And then next month, another UFC. So just keep checking back with us. We'll have more reviews on the UFCs, WWEs, and whatever else we can find to look at. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. You guys have an incredible night.